Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Monday, April 20. Government is to receive over $2.5 billion in revenue from the sale of additional spectrum to telecoms company Lime. Minister of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining Philip Paulwell made the announcement during his sectoral presentation last week. He said the allocation of spectrum was to facilitate the expansion of high-speed broadband network on the island. The agreement was signed in March between the ministry and Lime, and the first payment of $1.3 billion was received on March 31. 15,000 unattached youth are to be trained annually under a new Heart Trust NTA initiative. Education Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaites announced the program during his sectoral presentation last week.
The program consists of three components: apprenticeship for participants with CSEC qualifications, full skill training for participants without CSEC but who have passed the Heart Train entrance test, and the third component is literacy, attitudinal and skill upgrading for participants who have no qualifications.
The Training and Employment Initiative recently started with youth from Northeast Manchester and Western St. Andrew communities and is to reach every constituency. Heart has also begun the training of 816 people in call contact operations to fill jobs at Sutherland Global Services. An additional 1,388 persons should get training in 2015-2016. Government is providing support to the families of the 4 persons, including 3 students, who were murdered in Moneymusk, Clarendon last week.
The CDA is back because we will be providing counseling support, other kinds of support to the community and the family, especially the children.
On Saturday, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller, along with the Youth Minister and other government representatives, met with the victims' families. While extending condolences to the families and wider community, Mrs. Simpson Miller had a message for the nation.
Don't kill. Don't fight. Don't kill. Life is important. God gave us life. It is for us to preserve, not to destroy. So I call on the nation as we pray for those who are now in mourning here, that communities unite. Let us give true meaning to the African proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child."
We're seeing it in too many communities now, and I'm just saying enough is enough. Enough is enough, really.
At another function on Saturday, the Prime Minister called on the nation's women of faith to be the voice of change and to speak out against the societal ills plaguing our nation. She made the call while speaking at the Jamaica Baptist Women's Federation's second prayer breakfast held at the Caymanas Golf Club.
More of us as leaders, as women, we need to raise our voices and speak out against the evil taking place in our country at this time. What have we become? When as a society we prey on our children, who are the future of our nation, I call on the women and the men of Jamaica to stand up to protect our children and allow them to live their childhood years.
She also used the occasion to give a personal donation of $300,000 towards the Women's Federation project, which is constructing the Garland Hall Flatlets home for children in Anchovy, St. James. The Kingston to Penn leg of Highway 2000 is now the PJ Patterson Highway. The 44-kilometer toll road was renamed in honor of the island's 6th Prime Minister at a ceremony on Friday. Prime Minister Simpson Miller said Mr. Patterson was most deserving of the honor as he was the visionary behind its development.
Highway 2000 and the North Coast Highway have helped to open up Jamaica to new levels of tourism and housing development. Businesses have been able to expand and cut costs, whether through less wear and tear on their fleet or quicker turnaround in delivery times. Jamaicans now have more options in determining where to live because the highways have cut travel time and reduced the hassle to commute on a daily basis.
As he expressed thanks for the honor, the former Prime Minister urged Jamaicans to protect multi-million-dollar investments such as the highway. He also appealed to motorists to cut their speed on the highway and other roads.
I really would urge that we don't make the sight of a smooth road the reason to floor the accelerator, or as we say, to mash flat. That only endangers the lives of the drivers and the passengers, but other innocent lives as well are at risk. Let us exercise good sense and enjoy the highway in safety and not turn it into a death trap.
And finally, Minister with responsibility for sport Natalie Nita-Headley has intervened in the impasse between two Jamaican schoolboy athletes and the organizers of the Penn Relays. News broke recently that student athletes Michael O'Hara and Jaheel Hyde were barred from the Penn Relays as organizers say they have received sponsorship from companies which was not available to all student athletes.
I don't often get involved in the everyday workings and operations of our sporting federations and organizations. I tend to be more engaged in the policy, the framework that guides sport development. But I feel it is necessary at this time to intervene in the recent impasse that has occurred with our two high school students.
Going forward, Mrs. Nita-Headley says she will be working with ISA, the J3As and other governing bodies to develop policies which will protect student athletes.
I want to continue to encourage our sponsors to support our student athletes, but how we support, where we support, who we support is going to be critical as we go forward. It cannot be at any point at the expense of the career development of any single student athlete.
Minister Nita-Headley was speaking last week at the launch of the 12th staging of the annual Jamaica International Invitational Track Meet slated for May 9. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.